And so, who's this book meant for?
Well, so it's a reference work, and I guess maybe in a way the first audience would be librarians, because the idea is that any well-stocked university library should have a copy. But in terms of who should use it, I think actually it can be used by a range of different people precisely because of the structure that Rota just outlined. Because there's a lot of information about every single figure who's covered, even very obscure figures. I mean, if you have a philosopher who's not only not a household name, but isn't even known to most specialists in the field, their works are all still listed in here with work descriptions of everything they wrote if it still survives today. So obviously not very many people need all of that information. Maybe no one needs all of the information at the same time, at least. I might need all of it at some point. But I think that might make it seem like it's only for a specialist audience, but that's not actually quite true, because you can, I think the best place to start for the kind of casual reader, or for someone who's coming to the material for the first time, might actually be the doctrine part. So if you, either the biography or the doctrine. So you can read about their life, find out who they are, where they lived, and then you can read the doctrine, and then in let's say a 50-page chapter, you might have only read 15 pages, right? So it's not that intimidating. It's full of references to these bibliographies, but they're just numbers with bracketed citations, so it's not that intimidating. And if you wanted, you could stop reading there. You could, in fact, read the whole book like that, and then, although it looks like quite a fat book, if you read it like that, it wouldn't take you that long to read. But also, if you wanted to delve deeper, so, for example, you're reading about Al-Kindi, who's the first philosopher who wrote in Arabic, and you think, oh, this is interesting, he wrote about music. I wonder what he said about music. So, in the doctrine, it will give you maybe a paragraph about his views on music, but there's also the descriptions of all the works he wrote about music, so you can flip back to that and read what he says about music in each treatise that exists. And then, if you want to know even more, you have a complete bibliography about everything that's ever been published, both editions, translations, and scholarly studies of his works on music. So you can kind of drill down through the book to follow up specific topics. So I actually would see it as useful for everybody, from someone who just kind of wants a guide to philosophy in the Islamic world in this period, to people who actually are writing research articles on a specific topic. I mean, I use it that way myself. I already use the German version that way. So if I'm doing research on this period, because this book already exists or has for several years in German, the first thing I would do is open the book, find the part of the doctrine chapter about the topic I'm interested in, and then find the descriptions of works, read those, and then follow it up with the bibliography, go read that, and you immediately know everything there is to know, which is the first time that's ever been possible for this period of the history of philosophy.